Hi, everyone, and welcome to Real Talk from stressed out business owner to soul aligned success. Please welcome my colleague here, Sophie Zollmann. I'm Victoria Lynn Hannu, and we are excited to talk with you today. We're just bringing our conversations to you so that you can learn from our experiences and over the multitude of years between the two of us. So today we're going to talk about get real about growth when your business feels like it's running you. So, Sophie, what are signs that marketing is running you as part of your business? You're going to cover marketing today, and I'll talk about operations and all the things that hook into marketing.
Oh yeah. Because there are multiple sides to the coin of business and life. And I mean, I don't know how, you don't necessarily market yourself in life, but sometimes you do. There is a such thing as personal brands. But when it comes to your growing your business and your marketing running you, there's 4 or 5 signs that really let you know you're being run over by your marketing. The first one is that you're constantly creating content with no clear strategy. You are just throwing stuff together willy-nilly, trying to, and you sometimes you're getting brain cramps and you're getting writer's block and you're wondering what to write because you have no you're just going at it, whenever you can. And then some people feel the pressure of being on every platform whether or not their audience is there. They just think, well, everybody's out there, the latest and greatest, let's get on it. And then they're super overwhelmed because they're on all these platforms and they're not seeing a lot of results because in most cases their ideal audience isn't on every single platform. And even if they are, they're not on some platforms to find you. They're on there for fun or what have you. And then,
Right.
reactive posting instead of proactive planning. Again, it's kind of, strategy and planning and having a process to create your content, to do your marketing. And last but not least, chasing all the trends, especially when they don't match your brand or who you are authentically. You can look really silly and you can even ruin your reputation if you follow the wrong trend and do the wrong thing that makes you look unprofessional, as opposed to, oh, she's cool, she's following the trend. It's like, oh, really? You get that reaction out of people. It's like, wow, she did that, didn't she?
Absolutely. Well, and when you're talking about the trends and all the platforms and all of that, so many people follow all these different gurus, right? This person says to do it this way, you have to be on every platform. And the thing is, it's going to destroy you in the sense that you're too spread out. And
Mhm.
it's not really about that. It's really about being clear on who you are and what's best for you as it hooks into your marketing strategy. Some of the things that I've seen is that entrepreneurs get exhausted doing their marketing. I've been there. And it's some of it's about maintaining, if you're exhausted, it's about maintaining that successful image of what is your image of success, trying to be somebody else's image of success instead of what's aligned with you. And also the shoulds. How many times do you have clients, Sophie, that come up and they go, well, I want to do this with you because this is what I should do. And instead of that, okay, centering, this is what I know is connected to me. And that's what's going to help them connect with their prospective clients is tapping into that inner wisdom. I know from my part that anytime I'm out of alignment, I mean, it's like the world ghosts me. And, you know, it doesn't matter. We can come to Sophie and have the best marketing in play. And guess what? It doesn't work very well. Even if it's the best marketing and it's in alignment, because if you're not in alignment with your marketing, it's not going to happen, which goes into that working harder, right?
Yep.
How many hours do you need to spend? And it's just work hard, work hard, work hard, and your energy goes.
Absolutely. Yeah. Your marketing has to speak to your business and your business has to speak to your marketing. And the tie between the two is you, the business owner. Everything that you do in your business has to be authentic and genuine, and it has to have a purpose, has to have a goal, has to have measurability, because if you are throwing spaghetti against the wall to see what works and you're doing all the things running wild in your business and your marketing, it all shines through as ineffective and not good. And you're doing more than you need to do. When you have the strategy and you have, which platforms to be on, and you know what to say and how to say it, it becomes so much smoother and easier. And then it can align with you because you're speaking from your soul, from who you are, and you're doing what is right and aligned for you. It's not just some cookie cutter strategy that you're following because Guru A said this is how you do it. You have to make it custom. It has to fit you, your business, and what you do, and the whole picture, because just doing anything in marketing is like doing nothing.
Yeah. And what you said about the whole picture is really, really cool. Because one of the things that I see, and I've had people that work for some of the gurus talk to me about what goes on behind the scenes, right? And when you say that your business has to be aligned and it goes through you, the business owner, yes. But it's also important for the inside of your business to be, and how you operate, to be completely in alignment with what you're putting out into the world. Because if the inside of your business doesn't match the outside of your business, you are going to get stuck. And this is what's happening with the businesses that are going out of business right now, is they're not in alignment. They might have fancy marketing, but it's the truth is not aligning up. And now more than ever, it's important to have the truth be both places, because people's bullshit radar is up big time. Oh, and by the way, everybody, if you don't like us cussing, guess what? You're going to have it. So we will be doing it.
We don't call it real talk for nothing. It's, the occasional F bomb may come out. Yeah. We're real and raw here. This is not scripted. This is not, something where we're going to be all, this is real talk. And it's coming from our heart, our soul, and who we are. So that we are representing what we're talking about. We're walking our talk here. And, that sometimes includes cussing and F bombs, and you never know, anything can happen.
And don't hesitate to ask us questions, because we've been up and down in business. We've got the experience. It's not like the world isn't necessarily perfect. Okay. So we want to be real with you. So if you have questions, please DM either one of us or put your questions in the chat for this today. But this is really, we're here for you to share with you our experience, our inner guidance, because yeah, we created something of an outline. However, we're here for what's flowing through to you, and even for us, because we learn from our own talking.
Yes,
So
most definitely. Definitely. And I see Liz is out there listening to us on LinkedIn. Hey, Liz, good to see you. Thanks for stopping by.
love to have you here today, Liz. You're awesome. So, what are some triggers in marketing that create overwhelm? So, what are the business owners going to come up against?
They're first and foremost, they're going to come up with content creation burnout. That's the brain fart. That's the writer's block. That's the I am so tired of writing stuff. It's like every time you go to write, you're like, I am so tired. What do I want to talk about now? I think I've talked about everything. You just get really burnt out. You can't think. You can't come up with good stuff to talk about. And then, of course, there are the platform algorithm changes. That is one of the biggest triggers that messes people up, especially those who are trying to be on every platform. You can't keep up with every platform, especially if you don't need to be there. And then, inconsistent results, because even with constant effort, because if you're not getting consistent results, Again, it's because you're throwing spaghetti against the wall. You're doing it from a perspective of, I'm so tired of this. I don't like doing this. And you can't get results because you don't know how to create content and strategies and campaigns that you can actually set metrics and KPIs for so you can track and know what results. And then, of course, there is comparison syndrome. You're comparing yourself against your competitors and what they're doing online and their marketing, and you're trying to keep up with the Joneses. Only in this case, it's lots of Joneses because there's lots of competition out there. It is so noisy in the online world. And if you are trying to keep up with the Joneses in your competition, you are definitely going to burn out because it's not about keeping up with them. It's about standing out from them. And when you stand out from your competition, you're less likely to burn out because you're going to know what your unique value proposition is. You're going to know who your exact ideal clients are and how to talk to them. And that's going to really streamline what you're doing so that you don't get the content burnout. You can keep up with the algorithm changes because you're only on the platforms where your ideal clients are. And since you're measuring stuff, you'll start getting consistent results.
Well, and right along with that is getting those consistent results. And to get those, they also have to pay attention to their standards, right? There are barriers to that. So if they have perfection masquerading as high standards, oh my gosh, it's like the clients I've had over the years that they have to be the final person to approve every little thing, and nothing ever gets done because they go into perfection. And you run a marketing department, and when clients come in and they don't want to do and let you take care of things, once you know their voice and their messaging, it makes it easy for you to do it. But for the business owner that thinks they need to do everything, is a self-sacrificing pattern. It is, I can't do this. Health issues show up, all sorts of things. And that really is that fear of letting go, right? When we
Absolutely.
try to hang on to everything. And even here's one thing that I see people do a lot is they go, "Oh, I need to get this offloaded off my shoulders." And I'm really ready for someone to take it on, but they don't let it go,
Mm-mm.
right?
They micromanage it.
Oh, to the nth degree. And they think
Yep.
they're letting it go, right?
Yes.
And what's really funny is all of that just totally mirrors their personal and their business life. So, to be effective in your marketing and create growth, you have to have your business in alignment with your marketing, and you have to have your personal life and your business life in alignment, all of it with who you are, including the pieces of your business that help you to handle the increased volume from your marketing.
Absolutely. And having it in alignment with who you are, the buzzwords authenticity and genuine and, showing up real and raw, those are only buzzwords if you're showing up and pretending to be those things. When
Yeah.
you're in alignment with yourself, personally and professionally, and here's something that a lot of people, this is where they miss out on being truly authentic, is truly authentic and real and raw means the good, the bad, the ugly, and everything in between. Who you are as a human being matters. And showing up as that in your business, in your life, and in your marketing makes everything come together so smoothly. And people can actually believe in you and see you and want to talk to you and want to work with you because they see the human being behind the business, behind the brand, behind all the things, because you opened up and shared yourself with them.
Yeah, we're human beings, not human doings, right? So, yeah, I mean, nobody walks around saying human doings, here I am. It's like, yeah, no, it's really, it's really about developing that authenticity, right? In your words,
Absolutely.
in your marketing, and in your person. All right. There, this brings up is people think they're being authentic. Okay. I want to talk about emotional intelligence here because it goes through everything, right? Well, you can follow emotional intelligence. You can learn how to respond. But as human beings, we have a sixth sense. We can know when somebody is bullshitting us. And if you don't have the emotional maturity to actually embrace what you're talking emotional intelligence wise, that's just a fake out there. And it can show up in your marketing, it shows up with your team, it shows up with in your personal life. It's like that listening and going, mm-hmm, mm-hmm, mm-hmm. This is what I heard you say, mm-hmm, mm-hmm. And it's all me. There's no connection. And it's your marketing and you and your business. It's all about connection.
Absolutely, 100%.
And so, Sophie, tell us about what are the key shifts to become authentic in your marketing. What are some key shifts that you need to make as a human being, not a human doing?
Absolutely. So the one of the biggest things is doing your homework, doing your research to identify the most effective marketing channels you need to be on. And that involves getting really clear on who your ideal client is. That is demographics, psychographics, hobbies, likes, interests, all the things, creating a persona for your client avatar. Don't just have this document of Jane Doe, da 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 da. Have a picture, have a name, have a family dynamic, married, single, whatever, and create someone and kind of your, an imaginary friend, your imaginary, avatar, so that when you're creating content and doing your marketing, you can actually look at that persona and go, okay, I'm talking to Jane today and she has this problem and I solve it this way. So here's how I'm going to bring that to light and show it so that it piques her. She sees it, she hears it, it resonates, and she wants to know more. And then of course there's the content pillars. There's different kinds of content to create. You create your pillars and that simplifies your planning. You know what you're going to do in each pillar of your content creation. And of course, repurpose. Repurpose, repurpose, repurpose. It's not just about trash and recycling. You can do that with your content because you can take a blog post, a newsletter, a white paper, and break it down into chunks that go on social media, that can be recorded as a podcast, that can be a reel on Instagram. All of those things, repurpose. You don't have to reinvent the wheel every single time you're doing something. And last but not least, setting realistic marketing metrics that matter. Don't just set some lofty goal of, yeah, I want 10 new, I just want new clients and I want a lot of followers. Oh, by the way, the vanity metrics do not count. That is not a goal to set because the control over who follows you and whether or not they're your ideal client is usually harder to do and harder to get at than creating real metrics that matter. Engagement, likes, share, comments, things like that matter way more than your vanity metrics, especially where social media is concerned. But the other thing is, I want to get 50% more traffic to my website in this quarter. I want to get 100 new leads in this quarter through this initiative and that initiative. Give yourself very specific, measurable goals, but make them realistic. Don't go, I want to reach 1 million followers in 90 days. Yeah,
Right.
no. That's
Yeah.
not going to work. And that's going to deflate everything you do when 90 days later, you have maybe a few thousand, or even if you have, tens of thousands. You're, setting the vanity goals, the vanity metrics is not where you need to be because that doesn't matter. You want to be talking to your ideal clients and they will come to you if you're doing the other things and focused on the other metrics.
Absolutely. And one of the things that you shared there that I think is really cool is about having your ideal client, and having the avatar. I something new that you just said that I haven't heard before is to get a picture. It's like having the vision board of your ideal client. Having the text about it can put you there, but actually finding a picture and pictures of their life for the ideal client, that you can have that ideal client vision board that you can put up on your wall, lean on your desk or whatever, that embodies the text and conversation that you have. I think that's really, really super. And to be able to do that and connect with your ideal client, You have to understand your deeper purpose and how you're really serving them. Because you talked about the competition. There is no such thing as true competition because not a single person on the planet is the same as anybody else. And so it's really super important to understand that for yourself and how you time your goals. Like you're talking about your metrics, 50% more clients. Well, those are impacted by your own energy flow. And time goes with you, not necessarily according to what everybody else says. That's easy to do. And it's like, no, it's not what they say, it's what's in alignment with you. And to be able to meet those metrics, it's important to have those boundaries that are yours with your team, with your personal life. So you don't get distracted from meeting your metrics, right? And your metrics are a guide. They're like set your goals. They're setting your target of where you're going. You might have to move the date of your goal because we don't know how long things take until we do it. And you've got to test, right? In marketing.
Absolutely. Overnight success is a myth. It is a lie, especially in marketing, but in everything. I mean, those people that claim overnight success, it was not overnight. And with marketing and all the changes and things that happen regularly, the algorithms, all, different platforms, different messaging, it takes time. Testing is key. That's why you set the metrics and the goals is you're testing to figure out what works. When you find it, then you can streamline and maximize that effective strategy and keep moving forward. And that makes your marketing and your business work even easier. And the competition thing is there's other people in your industry, and it becomes non-competition when you find out what makes you different from everybody else. And that's when you're in alignment with yourself. You know your purpose, you know how you serve your clients, you can figure out your unique value proposition that I mentioned earlier. That's how you stand out in the crowd of who is in your industry. You may not want to call them competition, but there is a crowd in your industry. And if you want to stand out from the crowd, you have to figure out how you are different from everyone else in your industry so that you can speak that message, speak that language, and show your ideal audience why they need to come talk to you.
Exactly. And one of the things that's really cool, it brings together to me a thought about a story. It's kind of a story. Well, we do these walks along the Platte River here in Denver. And along the Platte, there's always ducks and there's always geese, right, in the river because it's kind of a smooth river unless it's a rough time and the gully washers come. But in those ducks, we always notice when there's a new, different kind of duck. We have mallards everywhere, but then there are these beautiful black ducks with white stripe water birds, and we call them ducks, but they're really cool, but they stand out because they're unique. And I think that's really, if you think about that, it's in nature too. So let's let you stand out amongst the crowd. Let them be the crowd that everybody's doing the same thing, but not you. Let's have you stand up in your genius and put the structures in place that honor it. Okay. Like your marketing structures, like what you do, there's all those different approaches that you do in marketing is part of their structure.
Absolutely. Absolutely. And to build an authentic marketing approach and structure, you have to do a few things along the same lines we've been talking about. Finding your natural marketing rhythm, not the cookie cutter thing out there that says you need to post 5 times a day and you need to go live 40 times a week and you need to do this and you need to do that. Find your rhythm when you're in alignment with yourself, your business, and who you are and what you do. You can find your rhythm that works because the key to any of this is consistency. When you find your natural marketing rhythm, you are going to consistently follow it, do it, and get it out there. And it's going to allow you to share your message without pressure, without that attitude of, oh my God, I got to write another social media post. I got to write another blog post, because you found your natural rhythm and you can be consistent in it. And then, of course, you're going to be converting followers without being salesy, because you're not sitting there just doing, buy my widget, buy my service, buy my this, sign up for my lead magnet. You're going to get into what really matters. You're going to be providing value and expertise and education, and showing who you are as a person. You may share your family stuff, you may share your hobbies, whatever it is. You're going to have this natural amount of content that is different, so that when you do ask them to do something, even if it's click a link to go read the blog on your website, that's still a call to action. That's still a sale. And when you have the right mix, because you're coming from your natural rhythm and you're not feeling pressure to be sell, 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 you can get a better, approach to your marketing that's authentic. And, building genuine connections that lead to the sales is where this is all going. Because when you're doing this in your natural rhythm, you're sharing your message easily, gracefully, as I like to call it, and you're having conversations, and you're not talking at people. You're showing up as someone who is conversational, someone who wants to get to know people. You start building genuine connections. They start really paying attention to what you're putting out there. And that's what leads to sales, as opposed to the whole hardcore cookie cutter, forced to do it approach.
Yeah, it's like what you're talking about is staying away from those guru led systems that tell you this. Yeah, they give you the system, but is it in alignment with you? Which really goes into the place of, hey, people, use your intuition to guide your business decisions. Following your natural rhythms, creating your natural marketing rhythm, which your natural marketing rhythm is not based on what necessarily the market is doing. It's really based on what's going to be best for you to show up in your authentic self, to match your goals. And to make all of this successful, make sure that you have structures in place and strategy that's in place in addition to your marketing strategy. Because if you don't have back end marketing structures in place with the right team members doing the right thing at the right time, it doesn't matter if you've got the marketing aligned, because your team and your back end structures will interfere with the success of your marketing efforts. And so it's really important that you take those structures, one of which is one of the most important structures that people don't even think is boundaries. It's totally boundaries, and boundaries with your time, but also who do you want to allow in your life? Who or what is negatively impacting you in your business? You keep the team members out of that's their best to do, because your team members are going to be interacting with your marketing. If you were to hire a fractional marketing department like Sophie has, your team members, your direct reports, are going to be interacting with Sophie's team. And you want that to be seamless and working well. And it won't if you don't have the right people. So you don't keep people on because they're loyal and you've had them for a long time. You make sure that you're not operating out of obligation. And just know that it's an evolution piece, right? You're going to evolve. Your marketing's going to evolve, and you've got to be able to evolve, because where you were yesterday and who you were yesterday is not who you are today or who you're becoming. And we know that one for big time. There's been, the evolutions have been just amazing.
Oh yeah, definitely. I mean, personally, for both of us, our lives have evolved, our businesses have evolved. It's, and if you're not evolving and growing and changing in both life and business, you're stagnant, and you're going to plateau, and you're going to be stuck, like you said earlier. And you go with, it's going by the flow is a little too loose. There's a happy medium between going with the flow, willy-nilly throwing spaghetti, and being strategic and being systematized and organized and having a team to help you implement and all the things. It all comes together. And when it's all that seamless process and everything is documented and flowing, that allows you to evolve, because then you're watching your metrics, you're watching what's doing, you're proactive, not reactive. And as you see things happening in the market, you are already ready to shift and change with it. So because you are in that space of flow, but not loosey goosey, wild and crazy.
Well, absolutely. And flow, people think flow means just whatever shows up. I'm going to float around, float in the sky, show up. The universe is going to tell me what to do. Well, guess what? The universe gives you guidance on where to go once you've made a decision on what you want and where you want to go. And
Yep.
it will guide you there. And so something doesn't work. Here's where that perfection comes into play, that successful image, is if something doesn't work, guess what? It's not that big of a deal. It's a lesson. What did you learn from it? Right?
Yes. And if you're setting those metrics and those goals and you're watching what you're doing, you're looking at your data, you will find out what went wrong, and you'll know how to fix it, how to change it, because you've got all this in place and you're watching your data, you're watching your metrics, you're watching what's happening, so that you can look back and go, oh, well, that launch didn't go so well, but I can see here my emails weren't really converting, or this wasn't, you're going to have the data and the metrics and the goals guiding you along with the universe, so you can know what didn't work and you can learn from it. You can change it and do it better next time.
Yeah, it gives you more of an objective view, because what's natural tendency for people to do is to make those numbers mean something about them. And guess what? It doesn't mean anything about you. You've got to bring your genius to the world. And it's a process of growth, because we were all programmed to kind of hide. And we're not doing that anymore. So those
Nope.
show you maybe where you're hiding. Your metrics, they're very, very important. Don't hide from your numbers. Financials, your social metrics, all of them, they're there to tell you something so that you can get the results, show up and shine like who you are. So, Sophie, how can people get in touch with you?
Well, you know what, Victoria? We are so unscripted. We forgot to introduce ourselves and tell people who we are and what we do.
You're right. And I'm the moderator today, and I forgot to ask that.
Yes, we did. So let's wrap up with who we are, what we do, and how they can get in touch with us.
That
So
works well for me.
I am Sophie Zollmann. I am the owner and founder of FMD Strategic Partners. We are a fractional marketing department company that does the custom marketing strategies, marketing plans, and the implementation thereof. And you can find more about me and us on LinkedIn, Facebook, Instagram, and X, or Twitter, if you can't remember that they're now called X. And of course, you can visit our website at fmdstrategicpartners.com, where you can find some free gifts. You can sign up for a free digital success session and get on a call with me, and really learn more about what a fractional marketing department is and does and how it can work for you.
That's awesome. Thanks, Sophie. And I'm Victoria Lynn Hannu. I am a business transformation coach and strategist. And if you're having issues with what's working and what's not, and you're done with what's not working in your business and in your life, all you have to do is reach out to me on Facebook, LinkedIn. I'm not on X or Twitter. I haven't never been there. Well, that's not true, but I just don't go there. And you can contact me there, as well as in this transformation work that I do. It's about creating a business and life that lights you up, that is completely aligned with where you are. And I partner with people like Sophie to make sure you have the best people, systems, and strategies in place for you and your business. And you can also find me at heartandsoulceo.com. and sign up for a Breakthrough to Clarity session there, as well as DM me. We'll chat.
Absolutely. Yeah. We reach out. We're here to help, to, and we're here to, get things, what we talk real with this, this was all real. Like I said, we were so unscripted. We didn't even introduce ourselves. So hopefully all y'all watching got something out of this. We can open it up. We've got a little bit of time here. Open up for questions. If anybody out there is watching right now while we're live and has questions, feel free to drop them in the chat. I will get them here on our screen and we can answer them. And then if not, we can close off here in a couple minutes after we give everybody a minute to give us questions. And just remember, we are here every month on the second Thursday of the month at 1 p.m. Eastern. And next week, we'll have another topic to talk about that will be fun and exciting. And who knows where we're going to go with that one.
It could go anywhere. So
Absolutely.
We're here to be real with you. So don't hesitate to send us any questions you might want us to address at the next session of Real Talk next month.
Well, yep. And if you missed the live version of this and you're watching this in your feed in the replay, do definitely ask questions in the comments there too, because we will get notified and we can jump in and we can answer your question after the fact. There's always room to comment on this when you're watching it later in the replay format that it will be on the different platforms where we stream today.
Absolutely. And if it's a really deep question, we'll let you know that it's going to fit and we'll be answering it. So there are so many different ways. If you've got a really meaty question, we love those because those let us help you even more.
Absolutely. Absolutely. Well, Victoria, I'm not seeing any questions and comments coming through. Liz, I know you had to drop off. Thank you for stopping by. If you stopped back by to finish the replay, we appreciate you showing up and commenting, and we look forward to seeing everyone again on, let's see, what is it? It's March 13th, I believe, is when our next one is.
I think you're right.
I believe it is because February and March almost always match up. Yep. It'll be March 13th at 1 p.m. Eastern. We'll be live again with our next juicy, fun, real raw topic.
Sounds awesome. Love it. Thanks everybody for showing up. Heart hugs out to all of you, and we'll see you next month.
Thanks, everyone. We will see you next month.